Budget, Japan. It often feels like those two words don't go very well alongside each other, like salmon and chocolate, or British and happy. And yet, over the last decade, travelling Japan has gotten a lot cheaper, partly thanks to a recent construction boom in hotels catering to overseas tourists, and especially thanks to a completely worthless yen. And when it comes to dining out here, your money really can go a long way, with mouth-watering dishes prepared with fresh ingredients easily found for under 1,000 yen, about $8 or £6. The absence of a tipping culture certainly helps on the wallet as well. So in this video, let's discover 12 amazing, delicious dishes and restaurants where you can find a hearty meal for 1,000 yen or less, and see how much bang for your buck you can really get while travelling around Japan. Boy, am I going to be absolutely stuffed by the end of this video. From noodles and sushi to burgers and curry, you might be surprised by the sheer variety of mouth-watering options you can find around Japan, with some familiar brands and some you may never heard of before. By the end of our reasonably priced culinary odyssey, we'll have gone everywhere from train stations and basements to bustling downtown street corners. And we begin our journey with the restaurant you can find on every street corner, Sukiya, home of the Gyudon beef bowl and Japan's second biggest fast food chain, with 2,000 stores nationwide, serving up disturbingly good value for money. So when it comes to fast food restaurants in Japan, there are three big chains that dominate: Sukiya, Matsuya and Yoshinoya. My favourite is Sukiya because of one particular bowl topped with cheese, as I'm about to show you in a minute, but it's fast filling and actually bloody delicious. So let's go and check it out. Come with me. Sukiya, Matsuya and Yoshinoya. Some people swear by one or the other, but the truth is they're all pretty damn good. Matsuya is often marginally cheaper than the other two. Yoshinoya is said to have the best gyudon sauce in the world, whereas Sukiya is famous for its variety of toppings. And if you're like me, a gluttonous cheese fiend, you'll no doubt be won over by the gyudon with 3 kinds of cheese. Oh yes. Look at that bad boy. Gyudon smothered in a bucket of cheese. This is the reason I like Sukiya. I used to eat this a lot. I got weirdly addicted to this many years ago. When I was trying to lose weight before the original journey across Japan, I would walk 20,000 steps every day. And at the end of my 20,000 steps, when I was basically limping through Sendai, I would come in here to Sukiya and devour a bowl of this, probably offsetting some of the great work I'd done, burning off those calories walking. But I needed that. I needed to know I was going to get this at the end of it, to have the motivation to power on through. Oh, all right. Admittedly, the somewhat microwaved beef isn't the best quality and it can get a little stringy at times. But after being marinated in sweet savoury sauce and served alongside chopped onions, it's a hearty comfort food and an absolute steal for 580 yen a bowl. While gyudon is a reliable fast food, it lacks a diversity of flavours. After all, melted cheese can only take you so far, though it pains me to admit it. Fortunately though, our next dish comes in a variety of flavours across the country, making it almost impossible to ever get tired of. With its braised pork, rich broth and bright yellow noodles. Next up is ramen. So this is仙台っ子, literally child of Sendai. It's my favourite ramen shop in town. It might not be the most picturesque ramen, but it is the most delicious. Look at that, thick kotteri style broth. 2 types of broth in Japan, kotteri and asari. Asari is kind of transparent and clear, and kotteri very thick, like this one here. Oh God, it's so good. It's like drinking pure gravy. And the best thing of all, this bowl of chashu ramen with all this pork here is 990 yen. Absolute bargain. While this bowl of ramen was 990 yen due to the extra helping of braised pork, sorry I couldn't help myself. A typical bowl of ramen in Japan clocks in around 650 to 800 yen, with more so-called premium restaurant chains such as Ichiran charging up to 980 yen for a standard bowl and then cashing in on the toppings. It's a right cheeky rip-off considering in Tokyo you can grab a bowl of Michelin star ramen topped off with white truffle oil no less, for an incredible 1,000 yen. Now that is some serious value for money.
Go fuck yourself.
For me, ramen is something of a once-a-month guilty pleasure because I do feel pretty damn guilty when I've had it. It is very salty, it's very fatty, but I think in terms of pure value for money, ramen is a solid 9 out of 10 because this is so damn filling. We've also got these delicious looking gyoza, crispy, juicy. I can't fit them in my budget because this was 990 yen, so I'm going to gift these to the nice cameraman. You know, no hungry mouths go left unfed on an Abroad in Japan shoot. But seriously, hurry up and eat them or you're fired. We're late today because of you, because of everything you've done. Eat them. Eat the gyoza. So I've actively been dreading this next place more than any other on the list. It is unfortunately very good value for money, and it is Saizeriya, the family Italian restaurant. Let's go. Oh, God forbid, I hate this place so much. Japan does family restaurants pretty damn well. You're practically spoiled for choice between Denny's, Coco's, Gusto, and my personal favourite, Royal Host. All come with food menus bigger than the Bible, and drinks so cheap it practically feels like thievery. For as little as 230 yen, you can drink all the soft drinks and coffee your heart desires. Some family restaurants are on the higher end, such as Royal Host, where the food is top-notch, but a little pricey, with an average meal clocking in around 1,500 to 2,000 yen. Other family restaurants specialise in certain foods, such as Bikuri Donkey, literally surprise donkey, which specialises in Hamburg steaks drenched in cheese. My second favourite after Royal Host. And while Gusto is the largest family chain with 1,300 locations nationwide, the cheapest and most bang for your buck option is Saizeriya, serving up so-called Italian-style food with prices so cheap they look like a bloody printing error, starting in particular with the wine. 100 yen wine. How can that be? How could that be drinkable? Seriously, are we going to try it? You bet we are. I get the impression Saizeriya is aimed at younger folks, not because of the artwork, but if you take a look around, I can't see anybody in here who's over 19 years old. So I feel like I've come to like a children's birthday party or something. A children's birthday party with 100 yen wine. Intriguing. In a plastic beaker, no less. Itadakimasu. Ooh, that is interesting. In a sort of shit way. I noticed they didn't pour it a little bit and let me sort of taste it like, oh yes, fruity undertones. They just sort of slapped the beaker of wine down in front of me. Has all the sensibilities of paint stripper. I don't know whether to drink it or use it to redecorate my studio. Drunk on cheap wine, I order the 400 yen margherita pizza and the carbonara pasta for 500. After all, how bad can they really be? Well, it turns out they're so bad, the waiting staff simply refused to bring them over. Interestingly, our first dish to come out was one we didn't even order. And they seem to have brought us some sort of battered shrimp. And there we go, it's been robbed from me just as I was about to eat it. But instead, we have our margherita pizza. Look at that. Doesn't that look appetizing, viewers? Don't you just want to tuck into that? Honestly, if you serve this to an Italian person, they'd probably punch you in the face. Look at it. Anyway, here we go. Oh no, the dough is like chewing gum. The cheese is really, really salty, not in a good way. And the tomato is this sort of flavourless, disgusting mess. It makes even microwave pizza seem like Michelin-star food. Right, this is nothing short of an atrocity. But the pasta's arrived as well, so let's tuck into that. Oh, right, it's got this very weird, bitter smell to it. Look at that. Jiggle, 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 egg on top there. At the end of the day, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a carbonara by its horribly bitter, acrid smell. No. This is an insult to the people of Italy. I think we're like the only people in here really eating anything. Everyone else is just using the free drink bar. We're the only ones stupid enough to order this stuff. Value for money? It's probably a 10 out of 10. But for quality, for taste, it's a 1. It's a 1 out of 10. There are other places that are better than this, and we should have gone there. But you don't get red wine there, like you do here. So, swings and roundabouts. Now, I realise not everybody watching this video might be able to come to Japan and try the food and snacks for yourself featured in this video. But what if there was a way? Well, there is. Because today's sponsor is Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. The monthly snack boxes packed full of confectionery from around the country. While Tokyo Treat focuses on popular Japanese sweets with limited edition items such as Sakura Pepsi and Sake Kit Kats, Sakura Co serves up more traditional, artisanal snacks from around the country, supporting local sweet companies. And given it's cherry blossom season, perhaps unsurprisingly, this month's theme is Sakura, and it starts with a booklet revealing how all of the snacks are made and where they come from, complete with allergy information. Honest to God, I don't know how they fit so much stuff in these boxes. As I always say, it's like they've broken physics to fit it all in. I'm going to indulge in some Sakura jellies. Look at that. We also have these shiso senbei crackers. Let's try these. Very nice. Not only is it packed full of crackers, sweets, snacks, but also crockery to have my tea on, because that's right, it also comes with Sakura flavoured tea, cherry blossom tea. Delicious. But whether you'd like to indulge in all this for yourself or give it as a gift and be the best friend in the world, you can find out more details to Tokyo Treat and Sakuro's Sakura Special Spectacular Seasonal Wonder Box in the description box below. Check it out. Back to the video. I like that. I've been looking forward to this next place perhaps more than any other. You don't get quite as much flavour, quite as good value for your money as CoCo Ichibanya. As the mantra always says, good smell, good curry. Let's go and find out. Japan's biggest curry franchise has over 1,400 stores nationwide, with the aroma of the curry wafting through the air down the street, sneakily and subconsciously reeling you in long before you spot it. And at that point, it's already too late. You belong to CoCo Ichibanya now, and their tantalizingly personalized menu of mouth-watering flavors and spices. Look at the options here. How overwhelming is that? Pork curry, beef curry. You can change your portion of rice, but it's the spice level people get excited about the most. If you are a maniac, you can go as far as spice number 10, and you'll be carried out here and put in an ambulance. While CoCo Ichibanya might not have the cheapest katsu curry around, in some places you can find it as low as 500 yen. Here, the rich flavour and quality of the pork is simply unbeatable for the price point, especially if you throw my old friend cheese into the equation. Look at that beautiful, thick, creamy curry with dollops of cheese sprinkled in. Beautiful, beautifully spiced. I actually kind of regret not getting a spicy one, to be honest. I only know one man who could handle level 10 spice. He's dead now, but he died doing what he loved. In terms of bang for your buck, very filling meal, very good. Quite possibly my favourite thing on this entire list. Curry, it's often there to save you at the end of a long day. Good smell, good curry. You need to stop saying that tagline.